What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. This is Hero or Zero, the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. I am joined as always by my best man, Mr. Shaun. Me and Shaun, how is it going?
I'm good. It's been a while, Conor.
That intro was rough.
The muscle memory has relaxed, I'll be honest.
So it has been a while. I would like to say thank you to everyone for sending all those messages, all the kind messages into us. If you didn't know, I was off, getting married last week, so I was kind of busy. I was getting a bit busy. Shaun was my best man. He had to do a speech. I had to do a speech. It was a whole thing. We didn't record it for a Patreon, don't ask.
No, there's no way we're releasing that. I went sappy and sentimental.
Here, Dad, would you record this?
Could you just throw that into Audacity there, and we'll get that sorted.
So this is Hero Zero. We are back, Shaun, to talk some comic book characters. I know you've missed it.
It's been a bit since we recorded. I think we were saying before we started, 2 weeks.
It's been a while. Now, to be fair, people didn't notice because we kind of batch recorded a few Hero Zeros in one go.
Yes.
But I haven't seen you in months.
Well, I was at the I did a speech.
No, I didn't look
wedding.
at you. Didn't look at you once.
Didn't look at me. Interesting. That's not true. There's photos to that effect.
So this is the show where, as I said, we choose one comic book character. I normally talk DC characters, and Shaun normally talks Marvel characters. And it is Christmas week, and it has fallen to me this year, which means I have to talk about a Christmas or winter themed character for Christmas.
I would say you don't have to. I talked about Cher last Christmas.
Well, you see, that's the thing, right? Is that Shaun doesn't actually go along with the bit. He just kind of chooses whatever he wants. And I don't realise that. I don't like that fuckery, right? I like a system.
You like a loose theme.
Yeah, I like some sort of trend where I can just be like, go off this one random point to get to a different character, because there's so many.
Santa sits on a chair. I don't know what more you want from me.
I think that's how you introduced him.
Yeah, you weren't happy.
Also, if anyone liked all of our Patreon reviews that you've heard over the last 2 weeks, they were coming out on the Mondays. There's loads of them over on the Patreon. If you want to head on over there.
And more coming soon.
There's more coming soon. We're going to do our Christmas movie review for this year. And this year was chosen The Grinch, Shaun.
Jim Carrey's The Grinch, specifically.
Yeah.
The most fucked Grinch.
The most fucked up Grinch. So we are going to be covering that for the Patreon. If it's your first episode, you don't have to do anything. Just chill out. If it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. Whatever way you want to support the show, that'd be pretty legendary. We're seeing loads of cool engagement over on Blue Sky and on Instagram at the minute and on the Patreon. So shout out to everyone over there. But Shaun, it is time to get into some character-based winter character-based reports, because I am going to be covering ice.
Ice.
The
concept of ice.
I'm going to be covering the concept of ice. So when water gets real chilly.
How chilly?
Then,
what
I would say, boys, chilly. Like, you'd be going, oh, jeez, I'd bring a coat. If you're going outside.
Yeah, like, it's freezing out there.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far. Like, it's a light breeze.
Oh, it's the wind chill, of course.
Oh, yes. So this is ice, otherwise known as Tora Ulfsdotter, I think. Other aliases, Ice Maiden number 2, if you want to go off that. Creators were Keith Griffin, J.M. DeMatteis and Kevin Maguire, and her first appearance was at Justice League International number 12 in April of 1988. So Ice is a super interesting character, and obviously I'm doing her because you're going to be surprised by her powers.
Flame. Is it all flame?
She says flame on quite loudly. Nice. She has a family, it's all thing. Technically, Ice, or Ice Maiden, at the time when she was introduced, showed up for the first time in issue number 9 of Super Friends in 1997, along with several other international heroes. Okay? That would go on to form the backbone of the Global Guardians. And then she joined the Justice League in 1988. Sorry, I said 1997, I meant 1987.
I get you. Yeah.
This is where they changed their names to Ice and Fire. So, Ice is very strange in that they kind of fuck her over in the comic books, and I'm not going to even go into that fuckery because it's a whole situation where she's actually present for one of the most well-known comic pages of all time that we will cover.
Superman?
Very good guess, Shaun. Yes, it is. She would eventually have a similar scene herself a few years later after the surge in character deaths that followed the death of one guy.
When they were like, that's what sells comics, is death.
We just need to kill everyone. It gets a little confusing, however, a year later when a new character called Sigrid Nansen shows up by the name of Ice Maiden, retroactively establishing that she was the original version of the character before Tora stepped in and took over. That means that, look, writing comic books is difficult, but simultaneously, why would you go through this trouble that they were like, right, we've had this character Tora for maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. Now, she's dead. This other girl, Sigrid, shows up. She's like, I was actually Tora, pretending to be Tora. I'm Sigrid now, and I'm still alive. That other one was a ploy. It was a make-believe character.
It'd be like if the Flash was always Barry Allen, and then one day Barry Allen died, and it was like, I'm Jay Garrick, and I was here first.
I was always Jay Garrick.
Yeah.
They did it the wrong way around. So that means if you go back and look for the first appearances of Ice, it gets a little iffy, since most of those appearances are now attributed to Sigrid. So
okay, yeah, no, look, comic writers in the late 80s doing a bunch of cocaine, they were doing whatever they wanted.
I wanted to bring all that up to say I will not be touching any of that.
Okay, good.
But I wanted people to know the fuckery that I had to go through to put this report together.
And I appreciate you not putting us through that, because we have more shit to record today.
So the Global Guardians were created for an issue of the Super Friends, where the idea is that the Super Friends need help to defuse bombs that had been planted around the world, and it was used as kind of an introductory thing so that they could create a team with each hero from one specific country. So like, there's a bomb in Brazil, so we need a Brazilian hero. There's a bomb in Norway, there's a bomb in Ireland. There's no bomb in Ireland, we didn't get one, but still,
for some reason they didn't want to put bombs in Ireland in the story.
in the late 80s.
Oh no.
They were like, we are not touching this. Holy Jesus.
We are not the ones to handle this, lads.
So the characters were generally portrayed stereotypically, I mean, as you can guess, in terms of their association to the specific countries. Thus, the character from Norway, Ice Maiden, was given the ability to control ice. Super Friends, however, is considered a non-canon story. So the character's technical first appearance in the DC universe came after they joined the Justice League, and her name was changed along with her friend Beatrice, who was then changed to Fire and Ice.
Did we cover Fire before?
We did cover Fire before, yes. Yeah. She's a Brazilian superhero.
Yes, I do remember this. Okay.
Yeah. And you can see why they would become best friends. It's just a good character kind of thing of like, what is fire, what is ice? It's the whole deal.
They're opposites, it's mad.
They're opposites, the opposites attract, do you know what I mean?
Me and you.
Well, yeah, what is cool?
Thanks, man.
I'm not even going to touch that. Tora Olafsdotter was born in Norway, the princess of an ancient tribe of Romani folk, known as the Ice Bigot. Her father was King Olaf, the ruler of the tribe, and since her very childhood, Olaf taught his daughter never to lose control, since she was the heir of the tribe's meta-human ability to create and manipulate ice.
Very good ability if you live in Norway.
Very good. Well, kind of useless, actually, when you think about it.
You can manipulate it, though.
Oh, manipulate is good. Creating is kind of pointless.
Yeah, no, she lived in, like, sub-Saharan Africa or something.
Yeah.
I guess you could create it, but it wouldn't last long, you know?
It would I suppose, it'd be like in Ireland if you had the power to create rain. Like, fucking great, John. Thanks very much.
I guess.
Unfortunately, Tora's grandfather, the former king, wanted the throne back for himself. He's not a good guy, Shaun.
I've not seen The Lion King, actually, but...
That's actually something I want to talk to you about. What's up with that? Why have you not seen The Lion King?
Just it passed me by, and now I don't think I need to. I've seen it referenced enough in other media.
But you said that Barry Jenkins' Lion King is your favourite movie.
The live action one.
The live action one, yeah.
Yeah. What I'm thinking. Well, I haven't seen that either, actually. But what I'm thinking, I have seen Lion King 2: Simba's Pride, but
yes,
which has an emo lion in it, and he's the coolest one. But I'm thinking, I go in with the Mufasa live action that's coming out, and then I get Scar's perspective on the whole thing, and then I watch The Lion King.
So you're actually going to do like episode 1, like you're going to Star Wars it, but you're going prequels first.
I'm learning his motivations. Yeah.
Once you get to The Lion King, you're like, you know what? He fucking deserved it. Fair play to you, Scar.
This all tracks, lads.
Scar's a legend. That's what I'm saying. Scar. In the cinema with all the kids. Scar. Give me an S. So the former king plans to use Ice's powers to claim back the throne. So he's basically going to take his granddaughter, take control of her, and use her to like kill his son and take back over the tribe.
Classic good guy move.
Classic good guy move. He's the hero in this story. So Tor's parents compelled their daughter to never use her abilities at all, so that the usurper wannabe would never find them. And as a result, the child grew up repressing everything that from her innermost nature screamed to be let out, Sean. So she's basically told her whole life,
so she is an Irish superhero.
She don't fucking cry, you little dickhead.
Grow up, would you?
You would be no use in the fucking IRA with that kind of attitude.
Crying over a balloon.
That's one of the most famous Irish tweets of like somebody walking down O'Connell Street past the GPO, and there was all the bullet holes are there. That's where the whole Irish Revolution started. A big day in Irish Revolution, 1916, the Easter Rising, and there's a mother there with her child, and the child is crying over losing a balloon, and the mother was just heard quoting to the child, "You wouldn't be much use now in 1916 crying over a balloon, would you?"
And it's just such an Irish response. It's fantastic.
Fucking useless to us. The child was like 5. So eventually, Tor's grandfather found the family due to a mistake from her older brother, Ewald. And King Olaf was confronted, severely beaten by his father, right in front of the family. And then Tor is there. She loses control and unleashes all of the power that she's been holding up to try and protect her dad.
It's Frozen.
It's basically Frozen. The massive snowstorm and ice tornado that resulted killed many people, including the beloved King Olaf, her dad, who she wanted to save.
Killed her own dad?
She killed her own dad, yeah. It's really like a high X-Men, like a heavy X-Men vibe from this storyline.
Yeah, like powers out of control, big tragedy. Grow
if only you'd learned to control them when you were younger, this wouldn't have happened.
If you weren't repressed all the time.
It's a symbolism for something. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's not heavy-handed enough for me.
I'm not smart enough. This resulted in quite a psychological trauma for her, and she became obsessed with controlling herself and her abilities. She grew up in what remained of her tribe, always trying to be not noticed, really. But she was then noticed a few years later by a foreigner otherwise known as Rod Chauvinist, an engineer who just discovered the existence of the tribe.
Okay. And this is so in the 80s this is happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as he learned that there was an ice manipulator in the tribe, he made a deal with the current king, obtaining the permission to take Tora away from the tribe to serve the greater good. So she became the Norwegian superheroine Ice Maiden. And so he basically took her away from the tribe to be like, you could be a superhero. What the fuck are you doing here?
Well, thank God that man was there to fix everything.
A good idea, yes. And she went on to join the Global Guardians because Ice Maiden, the original one, had quit the team previously, so the government was looking for a replacement.
And this is the Ice Maiden that was introduced after. This is Ice Maiden.
We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, sorry, just... The thread was there, I had to pull it. Ice
Maiden has quit the Global Guardians. They need someone who can control ice. Mr. Freeze was busy.
Ice Maiden is dead, long live Ice Maiden.
And Captain Cold literally just has a gun. So they're down to ice.
Ice seems pretty cool, aside from killing her dad.
Look, Tora wasn't exactly happy at the perspective of using her powers on a daily basis, but after she meets the team, she realises that she actually has the opportunity to do something quite good with her abilities for once, instead of killing her dad, which she's done 100% of the times of the other times she's used her powers.
If it's any consolation, you can't kill your dad again.
If you've already 100%, you've already 1-for-1 your dad,
yeah,
right? You can't kill him again. Like, you could kill your mother, maybe your brother, maybe the rest of your family, but your dad is safe from dying again.
Exactly. He's 0-for-1 on being killed by you.
The next time she uses it, she just kills a random old man. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, it was someone's dad. She just has the power to kill dads.
It's a very strange, unique power. So she became the Ice Maiden to seek redemption for what she had done to her father. She became close friends with Green Flame, the Brazilian heroine BB da Costa, and despite their abilities, were the opposite of one another. They formed a unique bond that made them closer than sisters. They're basically like inseparable in comic books.
Right, okay. And is this a oh my god, they were roommates situation? Or what are we talking here?
What do you mean? Oh no, I know they're not in a romantic relationship.
Okay, right, okay.
As far as I could see, I don't think it was the 80s, I don't think they touched on that.
It's true. Modern comics. God.
Modern comics, they probably should just be a couple, yes, but back then they're like, no, they're definitely heterosexual. They're just best friends.
Best friends who love each other and live together and share a bed.
It's kind of, I get the vibe of like it's Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy before like 2001.
I get you. Okay.
Yeah. As the team lost a lot of funds, and the Global Guardians was disbanded when they ran out of money.
Is that a way of saying the comics weren't selling well?
Exactly that, Sean. So when, however, not long after, they started up the Justice League International comic book, which did sell a few more issues, and then they threw those people from the Global Guardians into the Justice League International, because they realised, Sean, and this you're going to like, that comics that have the words Justice and League in it sell more than Global Guardians, even if it's the same team.
Because Global Guardian sounds like a broadsheet newspaper.
It's kind of vague, but Justice League International,
I know
same
what the
idea.
Justice League is.
Multiple issues. This marked the end of a brief superhero career, maybe, but the Green Flame convinced her friend to apply to JLI instead, and when they arrived at the embassy, the JLI was short on members. Black Canary quit the team, and many others, and this is my favourite reason for being low on members, had been abducted.
Of course, the abductions that were happening at the time.
Why would you want to join a workforce that had several abductions after happening?
Who's been abducted? Like,
so, several just other team members, just vague ones. They were short on numbers.
Was Batman abducted?
Of course not. He was probably doing the abductions.
Fair. Superman was dead at the time, right?
No, Superman wasn't part of the team at that time, but it's quite fun that like you turn up, you're like, what the fuck happened to John? He's abducted. The fourth one this week, fucking ridiculous.
You can do nothing without getting abducted in this.
Have to double up on me shifts now. Fucking dickhead. So they were both taken in, and they continued to fight evil on a global scale. Tora also found love in the person of Guy Gardner, a brash Green Lantern she fell in love with.
The Green Lantern everyone hates.
So this is my favourite bit of Ice, is that she is like girl next door, nice person. She's just like the sweetest, quietest, most reserved person, and she gets with the world's biggest dickhead, Guy Gardner, which I suppose is sort of realistic, but simultaneously is funny to watch in the comic books. Yeah,
like, but is everyone around them just like, what is this dynamic?
Yes, everyone hates Guy Gardner, and they're like, what are you doing with him?
You've done a report on Guy Gardner, right?
I have not done Guy Gardner because it would just be 30 minutes of me being like, everyone hates him, he's a dickhead.
Here's an example of why he's shit.
For example, I'll tell you why they got together, Sean, and you tell me, because shortly after joining the Justice League, Tora found Guy Gardner rather sweet and charming, and she ended up having a long on-again, off-again relationship. They got more complicated as it went on. Ice first met Guy after he had suffered multiple concussions, which caused Guy to have a really goody-goody personality, and he was very nice to people due to the concussions.
So she fell in love with a different version of him.
She did. Before the character change, Guy had been short-tempered, cocky, arrogant, looking to fight at any given moment with any of his teammates.
A bit of a cunt.
A bit of a cunt. His temper was so short, he challenged other heroes regularly to fights. He once got so ticked off of Batman that he challenged to fight Batman one-on-one without his Green Lantern ring.
He just wants to die at that point.
This ended up with Batman knocking Guy out cold with only one punch. Guy then hit his head on the floor, giving himself one concussion. When Guy awoke, he was very angry. He swore revenge against Batman, but first he had to find his ring that had flung off when he had been knocked the fuck out.
Outstanding.
He ended up finding it under the monitor station at the Justice League headquarters, but then a mouse appeared suddenly. It startled him, causing him to hit his head and black out again for multiple concussions.
What a fop of a man.
It was after this that Guy became the goody-goody that Tora met after being multiple concussions in a row. Then she meets him after that, and jeez, he's a fucking little sweetheart of a boy, so he is.
All it took was some serious brain damage for anyone to like him or think he's a good person.
An expanded brain for his small skull, and he was grand.
Just like a busy train, but that's your mind.
Tora never knew Guy's personality before Guy's latest concussion, so she just believed that was how Guy Gardner was.
Do you think she's ever like, oh, I could just reconcuss him and then he's nice?
Well, you see, Shaun, Ice ends up becoming attracted to Guy. Unfortunately for her, Guy, the new nice guy, and Lobo got into a huge fight then, causing Guy to hit his head again and revert back to his old self, but Ice now already likes him. So now she's stuck, because this version of Guy was not pleasing at all, but she knew that there was a sweeter side to him somewhere deep down that she had seen.
They're doing the I can fix him arc.
They are doing the I can fix him arc, yes.
Jesus Christ. That's so laboured just to get Guy Gardner a love interest.
The only way he could get a love interest was being not himself.
He's being a different person for a while.
Guy too was also very much in love with Ice, but he could never behave himself, not even when he was around her. He even took her out to a strip club on one of their very first dates, thinking that would be a good idea. The awkwardness went on for a long time until Superman joined the Justice League. This is when things went really bad for the relationship, because Ice has a little crush on Superman and Guy Gardner has the emotional tolerance of a child. So he finds out his partner has a crush on Superman, and he immediately both wants to fight Superman, and then they have massive fights about this repeatedly.
Because he is a toddler in a human's body.
You're goddamn right, he is, yes. What didn't change through all of this was that her relationship with BB, because they were now an actual duo, and to reflect this, they decided to change their names into Fire and Ice. Because, of course, they did. Speaking of Superman, however, from earlier on, she does actually witness his untimely death and is on that cover of Superman dying.
Which is wild, like, for such a seminal moment in comics.
She's just there. She was even among the ones who tried to stop the relentless Doomsday before the Man of Steel sacrificed his life to put him down. She was also one of the very few heroes still standing after going toe-to-toe with Doomsday in the issue. However, she didn't have much time to mourn the fallen hero, as she was soon called back to Norway, as the dying king wanted to make her his heir. But this upset her older brother Ewald Shaun, who was meddling in the background.
There's a lot of shady Machiavelli type figures in this Norwegian family. It's
not great. Yeah. Ice is just the nicest person ever, and she's always surrounded by dickheads.
Yeah, and like people are just taking advantage of her.
Yeah. She eventually took her leave of absence from the league and she went back to make her plans to take over as queen. Ewald, however, her brother, killed her father and claimed the throne. Killed the new king. My apologies. And claimed the throne for himself. Ewald was in league with a villain called the Overmaster, Shaun, who had a grand scheme that eventually brought the Justice League into the fighting. Ice was forced to fight her brother, and the resulting battle, Ice was forced to fight her brother to the death.
Oh shit! She's killing another family member. She's
2 and 2 at the moment. The mother is the only person left. She must be counting her days.
She is on thin fucking ice.
She's shitting herself. She's after the battle with her brother. Ice revealed to her best friend that she had gained new powers. She pulled a metal rail up and bent it with great ease. So now she's got super strength.
Is that because she's like the king of the ice tribe now?
I don't really know how it comes about, but she also now has the ability to fly as well. So
Pretty
she just
good.
they give her all the powers at one stage. And then her and Guy actually start rekindling their romance at this time. However, fate had other plans. Because my next paragraph, Shaun, is called The Death of Ice.
No.
Oh, lads.
She melted.
During Guy's absence, the Overmaster arrived with plans to destroy the Earth. With his henchmen, the Cadre, the Overmaster disrupted planetary communications, stopped all births and deaths throughout the planet, which Ice, I'm sure, was sad because she was about to get her mother, but unfortunately, all the deaths were stopped. The Overmaster brought Ice to his side after revealing he was a hidden mastermind behind her brother. It was like a big reveal, like, Dios mío! Just like, I was actually behind the whole thing all along. You're meant to be like, big reaction.
Full Spanish soap opera vibes.
Of course. Yeah. It wasn't actually your brother, it was me! I'm your identical twin brother. Ice captured her best friend, held her prisoner. However, Ice, big ruse, Shaun, she's pretended to be evil in this. She betrays the Overmaster, rallies her teammates against him, and then Overmaster blasted her to death.
Just fucking kills her. I mean,
Yes.
It's how her father went, it's how her brother went.
It's how the whole family goes. So she's just killed in comic books because I think they wanted to bring the first Ice Maiden back, but they had two. They had to get rid of one.
But they created the first one after her.
Shh, quiet. She does actually, Shaun, return in a Birds of Prey story in which the Birds of Prey discover her alive and in a rocket red exosuit, and they like find her in the ice. And they're like, holy shit, you're still alive. She's awoken during a battle and proceeds to show the same levels of power she had before her death. This is like 5 or 6 years after her death in comic books. So clearly, they just then decided, fuck what we were going to do, let's bring her back.
Let's bring her back. She was cool. She had actual stories.
It was fine. And she is like a bit all over the place. She's full of rage when she first gets out. However, Huntress slaps her, reminds her of Guy Gardner, and then Ice reverts back to her normal self because there can't be two angry people in the relationship. It doesn't work like that, Shaun.
True. No, one person has to be angry all the time and one person angry never.
That's how it works.
How it works. That'll make the rules.
That's how it'll make the rules. So she then reunites with Guy after coming back, and they've started their relationship anew. This is before New 52, by the way. Despite telling Guy that she wanted to take things slow, he immediately proposed the idea of her moving to Oa to live with him.
Guy, why are you like this? I'm just disappointed.
And he immediately becomes angry, thereby pushing her further away, and she then goes back to Earth with one of the other Green Lanterns in a huff.
Yeah, that sounds like a Guy Gardner relationship to a T.
See, Guy is just the worst. I love talking about Guy through other people's stories because you're just like, he's always the worst.
Because in a Green Lantern story, he's presumably the hero sometimes.
He's meant to be. Yeah.
In most of his interactions with other normal people, he just comes across as the worst man in the universe.
Yeah. So Tora Alfsdotter is a shy and naive girl, as innocent and pure as the snow she's the queen of. But but fearsome, relentless. Rare times she loses control as well. She has an innate ability to generate and manipulate ice and snow. So in addition to being a proficient hand-to-hand combatant, she can project in various forms quantities of ice and snow through her hands. She can create platforms of ice in which she can skate. She was powered up to basically generate larger amounts of ice and snow, super strength, the ability to fly. She's also can be incredibly destructive, expelling people from the building she's in as she awakes with bright white eyes and conjuring a massive icy figure before her, as well as controlling the weather to some degree by causing the beginning of a blizzard far stronger than those known in any area.
So it's like a Storm Iceman hybrid kind of a thing.
Yes, basically with like super strength and flight.
Insane.
Yeah.
Too broken. Why couldn't she save Superman?
Her and Superman would be a nice little match as well, but it's just it never work because she's with Guy.
Yeah, Guy would never allow that.
They're everyone's favourite Guy. By the way, Guy appeared in Superman's trailer this week,
yes.
And so that's pretty funny. We got to see Nathan Fillion with his hair, and if he's not killed in the first 10 minutes, I don't know what we're doing here.
I think that's entirely why he's in that, and then the Lantern series is like, well, we got a new Lantern now.
We have to get somebody who's better than Guy.
We got Jon Stewart in.
Anyone's better than Guy. So that is my report on Ice Shaun, a snowy winter-based character.
Very good report, Conor, and very thematic as well. Fair play.
Thank you.
Would you like me to take us out?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Monday with an episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast, and then next Friday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that in the description. Over there you get all of our movie reviews and things like that. On Christmas Day, The Grinch will be dropping on the Patreon. And it's going to be a good review. I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast. Blue Sky is Heroes for Hire podcast as well, I believe.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Just look at the Heroes for Hire podcast, it'll be there.
It's probably one of those. And then the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I think Shaun Chuck.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.